Welcome. It's your girl, the Scorpion Oracle Priestess, and I'll be doing a general reading for all my Tauruses out there. Taurus, let's dive into this reading. As you can see, I've already prepared the cards for us. I've already cleansed my space and cleansed my deck. So let's dive into this reading. All right, Taurus, I want to start off with intuition, okay? Taurus, lately you've been getting signs, messages, and even seeing visions um, about certain things, okay? You've had this gut feeling that something just isn't right, that something's not right, okay? And you can't place your finger on it, but it's like you know it, Taurus, okay? So let me say this to you. Let this card be a sign that whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever it is you've been pondering about, whatever it is you've been asking further guidance on, let this card be a sign to you, okay? Um, Follow your intuition, okay? If something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right, okay? And more personally, surrounding your relationships is what I'm picking up here as I see family being present here for you. Okay. I think some of you right now may be torn. You're torn between two worlds. You're torn between family. You're torn between work. You're torn between your personal life, things that you want to do. Okay. And for some of you, you're having a hard time trying to figure out what needs to be prioritized first. Is you're trying to meet everybody's needs here. Okay. You're trying to meet everybody's needs. And right now, you feel like the only person's needs who are not being met are yours. Okay. I'm not sure what may be taking place for some of you or a lot of you. And again, this is a general reading, okay? So take what applies to you and the rest just throw it away, get rid of it. But I'm picking up that you're not feeling as if though you're getting what you need at this point in time. You're trying to take care of everybody else's needs. You're trying to take care of everybody else. You're trying to make sure everybody else is happy, safe, fed, clothed, okay, as you are the provider in the home, okay? And right now, you're not feeling as if though your needs yourself are being met, okay? I feel like some of you is pertaining to your sexual needs. Honestly, I feel like your sexual needs are not being met at home. Okay, I feel like your needs overall in general are no longer being met at home. I feel like you're not talking as much to your spouse. I feel like you're starting to ignore them a little bit here. I feel like you're starting to wander, have the wandering eyes. Some of you may even have started to drift, looking at porn, or starting to invest in emotional relationships, texting or sexting, cheating through text messaging. Okay, but I'm picking up that your family keeps you where you are. Okay, your family helps to keep you grounded. Okay, as best as they possibly can. All right, but you are in a place where you do not feel as if though you are being served or met with all of your needs at this point in time. And what keeps you in your situation is knowing that if you leave, you're worried about what it will do to the infrastructure of your family, what that will look like for you. Okay, but you've had this feeling, you've had this sense on you that something is just not right. And what that is that you're no longer happy. You're not happy. You can't place your finger on it, but you're not happy. Okay. And I'm pretty sure that the universe is giving you all kind of signs. You've received all types of messages. You've received all types of contemplations about what's going on with you. However, you're not ready to step away from your situation. And financially, you can't. And especially if it's a situation where assets are tied up, you're not able to step away from your situation right now. Okay. So that's the bottom line. You're not able to step away. Okay. You know in your heart of hearts that things need to change. You know in your heart of hearts that you're not happy anymore. You know in your heart of hearts that you probably can't make things better because at this point in time, it takes two people to make things work. And if your significant other is not willing to put in the work either, it's going to be difficult, okay? But I am picking up that someone may have offered counseling, like either marriage counseling or couples counseling. And I'm picking up that someone said no. And Taurus, I believe you were like, no, you're like, no, we got this. We don't need to go sit down and talk to anybody. What do we need to do that for? That strong, sturdy bull. And also, too, Taurus, you're a secretive and private person. There's just certain things that you don't want revealed. You don't want out there to people. You don't want people in your business. And you feel like this is too sentiment and too intimate for anyone to step in and try to tell you how to control your relationship with your partner, how your family dynamics needs to work, okay? However, your significant other is feeling differently. They're feeling like, okay, maybe if we go to therapy, couple therapy, or counseling, maybe we can make things better. Okay. But the thing is, Taurus, I think in your heart of hearts, you kind of already know what you want to do. And I don't necessarily pick up that you're willing to continue to put in the work anymore because you've been feeling a shift or a change for quite some time here. You've been feeling this change within yourself for quite some time. All right. And that is because you are no longer starting to feel um, wanted in the relationship or happy in the relationship, and even just starting to feel as if though you're being used in this relationship a little bit here, okay? And not used in a negative way, but your person knows that you'll do all you can for the family. And I think that's been taken advantage of here lately or recently, okay? As again, I don't pick up that you do not feel as if though your needs are being met. You're covering everybody else's bases. You're taking care of home. You're the provider. You're giving shelter. Okay. You're supplying the finances. You're keeping food on the table. You're keeping gas in the car. You're keeping the lights on. However, I don't feel that you feel you are getting 110%. Out of 110%, you feel like you're maybe getting 10%, okay, and the other person is getting that 100, okay. So that's something that needs to be evaluated. That's something that needs to be looked at here, okay, because as you're in a period of change and growth, and during this time, you are evaluating, what do I want out of this relationship? What do I want out of this relationship? Am I happy in it anymore? And I'm telling you, I feel like for a lot of you, that answer is no. You're not happy anymore, okay? You're not happy anymore. Your gut has been telling you that you're not happy anymore. All right. So when it comes down to change, you have to figure out what is necessary for you, what is going to be best for you. It's going to be best that you stay in this relationship. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be best that you try to go to couples counseling, which I'm already telling you, a lot of you are like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not interested in trying to do couples counseling. Don't even suggest it. Okay. And I think that too may be causing the concern for your partner. If they're not willing to work on things, then what does this mean? Okay. Well, a lot of times when we're not willing to work on things, it means it's over. Okay. So I feel a shift. I feel a change in the relationship. I feel a split coming in the relationship. The main concern for you is family. You value your family. And again, you're worried about what will relatives say, what will mom say, what will dad say, what will people in the family say about you splitting. If you leave, what will they say? Okay, is it took you a while to build this family. It did. It took you some time to build this family. And their concern is what will happen once you leave this family. What will happen to you financially? What will happen to you mentally? What will happen to you emotionally? Okay. What will happen to the children if there are children that are involved? What's going to happen to everybody? And let me say this, okay? When it comes down to children, children are very transparent. They're very adaptable, okay? Children adapt better than adults think they do. I think the main thing here is to just keep in mind that as long as you show love, concern, and care, the children are going to be okay. The problem comes in when adults start making a big deal out of things and making a difference. Okay, so if you're worried from that aspect, don't be, because again, children are very adaptable. Okay, and as long as the children are still, treated with love and respect, okay, it's not going to be as big of an issue as you think it will be if you decide to split and not stay, because at the end of the day, your happiness is very important to you. I hear the word freedom. I hear the word freedom. You are a person that likes your freedom. Okay. And so if something is causing you to be restricted, something is causing you not to be happy, in the end, you're going to step out of that situation anyway, because it's not one that no longer benefits you. Your main concern, and I feel this, your main concern, your gut is telling you, if you leave, your family will not fare off well, and you cannot allow that to hinder you. Okay. There are all kind of services and supports in place. Okay. So don't use that as a tool to stay in a situation that's no longer benefiting you. And at the end of the day, it doesn't help you or the kids or your partner to stay in a situation that is no longer helpful to you, either one of you. And I think you've had some concerns because you're not happy. And I think you've had some concerns as to whether or not your partner was really happy now too. I think that's been something that's been wrenching in your gut. Is your partner really happy with you now? Have they started to seek solace somewhere else and in someone else? And if they have, for how long? Okay, I feel like I said, I'm seeing change here. There have been all kinds of changes, physical changes, mental changes. There have been a lot of changes that have taken place here in your household. The dynamics have changed. And I'm picking up that you're wondering, is your partner even still attracted to you? Do they still see you the same way? As I can hear you almost seeking or needing reassurance from other people, even recently, I believe from another woman for my Taurus meals, even asking another woman, like, do you find me attractive? Or for those of you that may have stepped out and have had an extramarital affair, asking her, is the good? Okay. So I'm picking that up. Off again, I said you're not happy, and it's causing you to wander. It's causing you not to be home as much with the family. It's causing the spouse to wonder, or the significant other to wonder, what are you doing with your time when you're not with them? It's causing you to wonder because you have your own, insecurities about things. It's causing you to wonder if whether or not they're doing the same thing. You're wondering, are they starting to see someone else? Are they talking to someone else? Is someone else making them happy? Because even you have noticed your person does not look at you the same. They don't look at you the same. And you notice that. We can tell when someone doesn't look at us the same. We can tell when someone doesn't feel the same about us. We can tell when someone is not into us as much as they used to be. But I will say this, the love that you have for one another is what's keeping you together, but I do not feel that you guys are necessarily in love with one another. Okay, you love each other, but not necessarily in love. And those are two different things, and people tend to get those two confused. Okay, but your home is no longer bringing you the solace and the comfort that you used to enjoy. Okay, um, again, you're the provider. You're keeping the roof over everyone's head. You're making sure everyone is fed, they're clothed. But when you walk through those doors, you're starting to feel a burden almost. You're starting to feel burdened down with certain types of responsibilities. I'm even picking up regrets for some of you. You're starting to regret some of the decisions that you've made, okay? And there's nothing we can do with regrets but move on from them. Learn what caused you to feel the regret, work on it, don't internalize it, work on it, and move on from it because there's nothing you can do now. The past is the past, and once it's happened, and it can't be changed. It's irreversible, all right? But you are picking up that things are not the same. You're getting messages and signs where things are not the same. You're not even feeling the same. And for those of you that are, like I said, in a situation or a marital situation, you're even looking at your partner like, do you see me the same? You're starting not to see them the same. Okay, you're starting to seek emotional solace in someone else, or some of you have already sought emotional solace in someone else. Because again, I can hear the words of asking this person for my male tours. You're asking, how do you see me? Am I attracted to you? Okay, because I feel like some of your confidence may have been gone or may have left due to whatever is going on in your personal life, whatever's going on at home. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of nagging, a lot of arguing, a lot of bickering taking place at home. Okay, a lot of some name calling is popping up as well. Maybe your partner is getting on you because you gained a lot of weight. Maybe that's causing them to not see you as visually appealing. Maybe that's what's causing them to, start to wonder or go other places. But I'm picking up there's an emotional relationship that has started for some of you. And emotional leads to physical. So be careful with that, Taurus, especially for those of you that may be in a committed relationship. Be careful about taking up or having emotional relationships with people, as those can lead to physical. But once you leave emotionally, physical is not far behind. Okay, so if you're in a situation that you're not happy in, don't keep using the children as an excuse to stay. Okay, because emotional damage, even for them, can happen as well when things are not handled or done correctly or properly. Again, I feel like you're staying because you're wondering what will happen to my family if I decide to leave. Okay. And don't allow that again to keep you in a situationship or a relationship that is no longer presenting healthy for you or for your partner. Okay. Because when relationships start to not become healthy, then people start becoming damaged in other ways. All right. And that's what you don't want. You don't want to damage yourself. You don't want to damage your partner, and you don't want to put a foul or bad taste in the kids' mouths if there are kids involved in the home watching all of this play out. The older they are, the more alert and aware of what's taking place they are. Okay, they can put two and two together. All right, they're able to see and understand what's going on. Okay, the younger they are, you can kind of smooth things over and then not be quite as noticeable. The questions may come in when they don't see mom or dad around as much. And the questions may come in then. Okay, and then it's up to you how you choose to handle that. But again, I'm picking up a lot of you are just have this feeling like, hey, things are not the same anymore. You're seeing it, you've picked it up, you've sensed it, You don't feel the same about them. They don't feel the same about you. You're questioning whether or not they're starting to step out and see someone. Some of you may even have stepped out and maybe seeing someone, maybe having an extramarital affair. Okay, the family that you love so much is what keeps you grounded in a situation that you're no longer happy in. But again, that cannot be an excuse to continue in a poorly functioning relationship. Okay, you being the provider, the protector, secure in the home, you're not able to find solace in the home. You're becoming more burdened. You feel more burdened when you step into your home, and you're changing. You're changing every day. Again, I feel like this change took place for some of you between July and August of last year up until now. You're in a transformation period, as you are trying to sort out some things for yourself, and especially for those of you whose things are kind of rocky, and you're trying to determine, can this work? You're not sure. You're not sure. You're not sure if it can work. You're not sure if you have the oomph that you once had to continue to make it. Because I feel like a lot of you were kind of faking it for a while. Things weren't good. You were telling friends and families that they were, and things weren't good. And you both were looking at each other like, we can't keep doing this. What do we need to do? What do we do? What should we do? And for some of you, it's heart wrenching. Okay, no one likes the end of a relationship. No one likes when change comes. Okay, but change is necessary. Change is necessary. Okay, um, relationships are here for seasons, and people are here for seasons and reasons, and everything has an expiration date. That's how you need to look at it, Taurus. Everything has an expiration date. Okay, if it's not working out, it's time for it to end. Okay, and it should be no hard feelings. Sometimes there are. They're hard feelings because a lot of times people look at the work I've put in. Look at the time, look at the money, the investment. A relationship is an investment. All relationships is an investment. Your job, that relationship that you have with your employer, that's an investment, okay? And so it's difficult when things end. It is difficult when our investment comes to an end. But sometimes it is necessary if we're going to grow, if we're going to change. It is necessary for certain relationships and situationships to come to an end. All right, Taurus? Try to find some comfort in your home. Okay. Try to find some comfort in your home. You've got to get some peace somewhere, because I see you walking through your doors with your head down sometimes. I see you walking through your doors and you're burdened sometimes. I see you walking through your door and you're frustrated sometimes by some of the responsibilities that you feel are plaguing you. I see you walking through your door feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. I see you walking through your doors and not necessarily feeling as if though you are in a relationship with someone, but more so in this by yourself. Okay? The communication, I feel like there may be a breakdown in the communication between you guys. All right. So you've got to sit down and talk. If you've got this gut feeling that something's not right, 9 out of 10 is probably not. You need to sit down and talk to your person. They need to hear your side of things. You need to hear their side of things, so that way you both can come up with a plan on what to do next. All right. If it's not going to be couples therapy or couples counseling, you've got to figure out what to do, because in the end, neither one of you are going to be happy. And I feel like your partner is already there, where they're starting not to be happy. That's where that nagging is coming from, that complaining is starting to come from. Okay. When people start nagging a lot, it's because they're not happy. Okay. And when they stop nagging, that's when you should be concerned and worried, because when people stop talking, when people stop complaining, it's because a change is coming. All right. And Taurus, I feel like you are about at the point where you don't want to talk anymore. You don't want to talk. And I don't see you being a big complainer there, Taurus. But when you start talking and mentioning things, or when you shut down, that should be a sign to your person. And I don't think they're taking on, I don't think they're catching the little subtle hints and things that you've been dropping. Okay. But you're at a place where you're ready to stop talking. You really are. Okay, and I think that's what's kind of so disheartening here, because I see that you put a lot of work into this relationship. I see that you put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, and you're looking at, I am going to lose my investment. You're looking at your investment, because that's what a relationship is. It's an investment. All right. Well, guess what? Sometimes the investor loses out on their investments. Okay, and that's just reality, right? Sometimes as an investor, we lose out on our investments. Okay, but the most important thing here, because the family card was drawn with the children being in place. Just do things the right way for the children, okay? Make sure that if you end up not being able to stay together, if you just can't work out your differences, make sure that things are put in place properly for the children, so that nobody feels hurt, so that nobody feels left out, so that nobody feels like they're not loved, so that nobody feels like they're not, secured or protected. That's all I'm saying. Make sure that the children are understanding that it has nothing to do with them. but these are adult issues that have to be taken care of between adults, and especially for children that may be old enough to understand. For the younger children, you may need to reword or direct that a little differently, okay? Still kid friendly, but reword or direct that a little differently, okay? Taurus, this has been a general reading. If you enjoyed the content, hit that like, subscribe, and share. And as always, be good to yourself and stay safe.